is your AI briefing for July 5th, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. Study finds humans will talk to AI ghosts of the dead as reincarnations, and it's pretty grim. At CU Boulder, all participants preferred first-person AI simulations of deceased people, indicating humans may willingly talk back to ghost-like reincarnations. The study involved 106 participants who engaged with these simulations via text chat. This interaction revealed a deep emotional attachment despite users knowing the AI lacked true consciousness, trading genuine grief for a solipsistic loop where the deceased always agree to return, proving AI is just a mirror for our own narcissism. Story 2. Perplexity co-founder AI Safety is an excuse to lock down frontier. Andy Konwinski cites Anthropic's Fable 5 failure to argue that frontier AI safety restrictions let a small set of private labs control access to research, tightening who can build next. Konwinski argues these restrictions create a barrier to entry that entrenches incumbent labs, limiting competitive innovation in the frontier sector. This consolidation risks reducing the diversity of safety research approaches and centralizing control over foundational AI capabilities. Konwinski critiques gatekeeping while ignoring that Anthropic's safety failures prove open access without rigorous oversight is just as dangerous as controlled closure. Story 3. Apple's M6 chip isn't even here yet, but you'll see M7 Max early in 2027. Mark Gurman reports Apple targets first M7-powered Macs in early 2027, paired with a refreshed iPad Pro lineup and a redesigned entry-level MacBook Pro, signaling a broader launch cadence beyond today's M6 plans. This timeline suggests Apple is accelerating its silicon transition, with M7 Macs arriving while the M6 chip remains unannounced. Gurman's 2027 M7 forecast reveals Apple's supply chain bottlenecks are forcing a delayed cadence that leaves current M6 buyers stranded. Story 4. Midjourney wants Hollywood studios to reveal the details of their AI usage. In an active legal fight, Midjourney asks a court to order 3 Hollywood studios to disclose their internal AI use details, aiming to prove whether studios' practices mirror disputed image generation workflows. Midjourney asks a court to order 3 Hollywood studios to disclose internal AI use details. This aims to prove whether studios' practices mirror disputed image generation workflows in an active legal fight. Midjourney's legal move to expose studio AI usage is a transparent tactic to normalize generative workflows by proving incumbents use the same cheating methods. Story 5. What is Mistral AI? Everything to know about the OpenAI competitor. Since its 2023 founding, Mistral AI has raised major funding to commercialize and distribute frontier-capable open models, aiming to broaden access and accelerate adoption beyond OpenAI-aligned offerings. Mistral's strategy of releasing open weights aims to foster a broader ecosystem of developers and researchers who can build upon their technology. This approach challenges the closed model paradigm by encouraging transparency and customization, potentially accelerating industry-wide adoption of efficient AI architectures. Mistral raises funds to democratize frontier AI, yet remains tethered to the same closed infrastructure ecosystems it claims to challenge. Story 6. Apple iOS 27. Code signals AirPods Ultra with built-in cameras on the way. iOS 27 beta code reportedly includes an AirPods Ultra-related codename pointing to earbuds with built-in cameras, suggesting new on-device capture features and at-launch implications for privacy handling. Code references suggest the cameras will support spatial video recording and enhanced privacy indicators for on-device capture. Camera AirPods? It's not innovation, it's paranoia in an earbud. Apple is preparing to sell you a device that watches you back. Story 7. Apple iPhone 18 won't run 2 advanced Siri AI upgrades. Analyst reports iPhone 18 gets a memory bump, but not enough headroom for 2 new advanced Siri Apple Intelligence upgrades, limiting on-device concurrency until a later model. The insufficient memory upgrade prevents the device from running complex on-device reasoning tasks concurrently with other AI features. iPhone 18 lacks the RAM for advanced Siri, proving Apple's hardware roadmap is lagging behind its own software feature promises. Story 8. Token maxing is so over. It's all about model maxing now. Companies are rolling back token maximizing prompt strategies after rising AI bills and shifting to model rating that selects the most value for money model per request to cut costs fast. Model routing algorithms now evaluate latency and price per token in real time to dynamically select the optimal model for each query. Token maxing is dead. Companies are now routing prompts like cheap labor, proving that AI value is just expensive prompt engineering with better optics. Story 9. Is AI male or female? I went looking for the answer, and it completely changed how I think about ChatGPT. You explore how conversational AI shifted from human-to-human listening to machine-mediated dialogue, changing expectations of ChatGPT's voice and meaning, rather than its underlying gender. The dialogue is now machine-mediated, altering user expectations of empathy and meaning rather than focusing on the AI's gender identity. Projecting gender onto ChatGPT is a distraction from the real issue. The model is a statistical mirror, not a conversational partner. Story 10. Alibaba reportedly bans employees from using Claude Code. Alibaba reportedly classified Claude Code as high-risk and restricted employee use, signaling tighter internal controls and potentially limiting AI-assisted coding workflows compared with prior looser policies. Employees must revert to proprietary coding assistants, creating a fragmented development environment that hinders cross-team collaboration and knowledge sharing. Alibaba's ban on Claude Code signals that geopolitical risk outweighs coding productivity, forcing developers back into closed-source silos. Story 11. The fan fiction community is at war with AI and itself. Over the past week, a fanworks movement targeting generative AI authors escalated conflict, using questionable detection that can ensnare any writer. Critics cite misuse and crossfire involving Claude and ChatGPT. Automated tools incorrectly flag human-written fanfiction as AI-generated, causing widespread removal of legitimate community content. The fanfic community's war on AI is self-sabotage. Using flawed detection tools to police creativity only ensnares the innocent and wastes energy. Story 12. I replaced my true crime podcast with ChatGPT voice for a week. Here's what happened. For 1 week, a listener swapped a true crime podcast for ChatGPT advanced voice mode, getting on-the-fly Q&A and original mystery narration that changed the experience from passive listening to interactive discovery. This interactivity forced listeners to actively shape plot outcomes rather than passively consuming pre-recorded episodes. ChatGPT voice turns passive true crime consumption into an interactive game, trading the curated narrative tension of podcasts for the novelty of on-the-fly AI improvisation. That is the briefing for today.